Hello everyone, welcome to Poesis e-learning and certification services. In this video session, you will learn how to save your data in the Python environment in the form of a list and then use Python's highly efficient operators, functions, and methods to perform various operations on it. In Python, an ordered set of data elements is called a sequence. There are three basic sequence types: list, tuple, and range. Other sequence types are text sequence, strings, covered in one of the previous session, binary sequences, bytes, byte array, memory wave. In this session, I'll cover list. So let's find out how to create a list and then perform operations. We can save data in the Python environment in the form of list by enclosing them inside a pair of square brackets and separating them with commas. I'm creating my first list, list 1. It's an empty list, no elements inside it. Let us verify. So list 1 has been created and Python has assigned it a type list. It's going to be treated as an object belonging to list class. Next, I'm creating a list holding 3 data elements. I'm separating them with commas. List 2 has been created. I'm creating third list holding an integer value, floating point value, a string, and a sublist. And we have list 3 with us. One thing you can learn from here is there is a fundamental difference between a list and another popular data structure supported by most of the programming languages called array. List and array, they look similar because of use of square brackets, but there is a fundamental difference. List can hold all type of data, as you can see here on my screen, but an array only holds homogeneous set of data. So keep in mind, list and array are two different types of data structures. The next way you can create list is using list comprehension. Let me show you how. I'm creating next list using list comprehension. We'll pass an iterable. I'm passing a function range. Range will generate a sequence of integer numbers and it's going to be converted into a list. As you can see here, range generated numbers starting from 0 up to the number passed to it as an argument 10 minus 1. Next, we can create list using list type constructor and passing an iterable. I'm using list type constructor and passing another sequence, a string to it. And look at this, it has been converted into a list. Next, I am passing another list, converted into a list. It was already a list, but we again converted into a list. Next, we can pass a tuple. Converted into list. And next, I will pass a dictionary. key value, key value, key value. Look at this. Keys have been taken out and stored in the form of a list. So this is how we can create list in Python environment. Once we have stored our data in the form of list, next thing we need to learn is how to address and access individual data elements. And this can easily be done using a feature supported by Python list, indexing. There are two types of indexing, forward indexing and backward indexing. In forward indexing, we assign position numbers from leftmost position, starting from 0, and we go up to length of the list minus 1. In backward indexing, we start from the rightmost position and assign position numbers starting from minus 1, and we go up to minus length of the list. As an example, I'm going to use list 3. Let me show you. List 3, index value 0 is holding 10. List 3, index value 3 is holding sublist 1 to 3. Now one more thing you will have to take note of, that sublist 1 to 3 is being treated as a single element. Similarly, list 3, index value 2. String is also being treated as a single element. Let us look at backward indexing. So I can use backward indexing. List 3 minus 1. I'm addressing sublist. List 3 minus 4, addressing first element. Good. So this is how we can use indexing to address individual data element contained in the form of list. Next operation is a tricky but interesting one. We call it slicing. And in this operation, we take out a slice from a given list. I have taken list 5 containing names of 3 fruits and 3 cities as an example. I am going to take names of these 3 fruits, apple, orange and banana, out from the given list. List 5. Let me show you how we can do that. So I'll start from index value 0, colon 1, 2, I'll put here 3. Last index value to be included plus 1. And we have names of the fruits taken out from list 5 and available to us as a new list. Similarly, I can then take out names of cities. For that, I'll start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and I'll go up to 4, 5 plus 1, so 6. We have names of cities out and available in the form of a new list. Now what did you notice here? The first index is the starting position. The last index we are specifying here is the last index to be included plus 1. Now one more thing, when your first index is 0, you don't even need to specify it. So if I specified only 3, then 2, this would work. Similarly, when your last index is end of the list, you don't need to specify it. Good. Now, let us talk about step size k. When k is none, and in this operation we did not specify k, so it was taken as 1 by default. When you specify k, a non-negative value of k, the indices in the new list will be I plus k, I plus 2k, and so on, stopping when j is reached, but not including j. To demonstrate this, I have taken a new list, list 6, and this time I am going to specify value of k is 2. 10 has been taken, 30 has been taken, 50 has been taken. This is exactly where slicing operation stops. Now when you specify I and j greater than length of the list, they are reduced to length of the list for positive k and length of the list minus 1 for negative k value. For example, if I specify a value here, let's say 12, obviously it's greater than length of the list 6. In this case, now 70 is included, so it went up to the end of the list. Good. One more thing, k cannot be 0, so you cannot use the value of k is 0. So this was slicing operation. Next is we are going to perform various operations on the list using Python's built-in functions and methods. Starting with len, it returns length of the list. So length of the list 6 is 9. This function returns smallest item of the list, and that is 10. This function returns largest item of the list, and that is 90. List dot copy. It's a method. So we are passing list 6 as an object. List 6 dot copy creates a shallow copy of the list. List 6 dot insert can be used to insert an item at a given position. So I'm going to insert, let's say, a new item 100 at position number 0. Let's find out. The item has been inserted, and now new length of list 6 is 10. Good. Next one is remove. What does remove do? Removes the first item from the list whose value is equal to x. It raises a value error if there is no such item. So I'll remove the first item 100. Okay, now 100 has been removed. Pop is a similar method, but it works in a different way. It removes an element at given index and also returns it. So list 6, if I tell, okay, pop index value 2, it is popped or removed 30 and has returned it. So this is the difference between remove and pop. Let us look at list 6 now. 30 has been removed permanently. What if I don't specify index value? So list 6 dot pop. I'm not specifying in the index value. Last item has been popped or removed and returned. Look at list 6 now. 90 has been removed. Next method is append. It will add an item to the end of the list. So list 6 dot append. I'm adding 100. Look at list 6 now. 100 has been added. List 6 dot extend. This is next method. Extend takes an attribute as an argument. So let's pass a list, and I'm passing 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens. List 6, 1, 2, 3 passed as a list to extend method have been inserted at the end of the list. Good. List dot clear deletes all the items of the list. Let's look at list 6. Good. So these are a couple of functions and methods that you can use to perform various operations on list. Python offers you auto typing feature. So just put a dot and then press tab to find a list of these methods to save time while typing your code. Good. I'll show you one of the examples of a method from here. Reverse. List 6 currently doesn't have any member. Anyway, if there were member, reverse would reverse them. Means to put elements in reversed order. So I'll leave it to you to experiment with this method reverse. I hope you enjoyed this session and found it useful. We'll continue exploring Python sequences. So stay tuned, stay in touch, happy learning.